stubborn, Allah did not send a messenger except that He will make with him from the signs what people believe in it. And our Prophet ﷺ was given from the signs what is enough to guide those who need the guidance. But the people there, they wanted to deny the hour. So they are saying that they don't need it as guidance, they just want to deny, and they will deny at the day of judgment. And Allah has prepared for those who deny the hour severe punishment, very something that cannot be pardoned. If the hellfire, so its occupants from the disbelievers, if she sees it from far away, they will hear its breathing out of anger on them. Allah said, when they are thrown it, they will hear the breeze in and out. It's about to break apart because of the anger on those who disbelieved in Allah. It was said that Ibn Abbas saying that the servant is dragged to the hellfire, then it will make a sound just like the mule when he sees barley. And what a bad. And also Mujahid from Ibn Abbas, that the person is dragged to the hellfire and then it will collapse on him, and Allah will say, what's wrong with you? She said, he is asking my refuge. He said, send my servant. He said, what do you think? He said, that your mercy will be, and everyone will be afraid. MashaAllah, the good ending. And Umar said that the hellfire, it will have inhalation. No angel around, close, or a prophet. He will shaken, afraid. Even Ibrahim alayhi salam. He will go on his knees. I will say, oh my Lord, I will ask you, accept myself. So if they are captured in it, if they are thrown in very tight place in the hellfire, it is well secured with long pillars. In some narrations, they are captured and they are handcuffed, and they will regret. Allah will tell them, do not make regret, make a lot of regrets. This is what they are, of the pain that they go through. It's not one, it's continuous destruction. Allah said, don't ask one, ask a whole bunch. So don't ask one time to be saved, ask for so many. It's continuous punishment, one after the other, non-stop. And the cuffs that hold them, and they keep asking Allah, and in it they are eternal. Every time their skin burnt, Allah replaced it with other, so they could always taste the punishment. It is the continuous punishment. So don't ask one supplication, make a lot. Imam Ahmad narrated with a weak narration from Anas ibn Malik that the Prophet ﷺ said, the first one will get from the hellfire is Iblis. It will be put on his eyelashes, it will be dragged from behind him, and then his offspring after that, and he will call, oh, supplication. And they keep calling, and they'll stand on the fire. It will be said, don't ask for one, ask for a whole bunch. This is the true loss. In the Quran, what Allah narrated to us about what Fir'aun is saying, or Musa to Fir'aun. And I think, oh Fir'aun, you're going to be asked for Thubur. You're going to regret, you're going to be saddened. And then Allah said, that's better. This destruction, this loss, this punishment, this torment, this inhalation of the hellfire, is that better? Or the paradise of eternity that the biased are promised? It is their reward. So what we have described to you, those who are going to be gathered in the hellfire on their faces and will have big inhalation and it's boiling, and they will stay in the tight places. They cannot leave. They cannot find no one to protect them. Is that better? Or the paradise that Allah has promised His biased from His servants, and I made it a good reward for them, an eternal place to stay. They get in it everything they wish eternally. All types of enjoyment, food and drinks and clothes and places and scenery with no ear has heard or seen or even imagined by any person. And they are in it and in continuous pleasure non-stop. They will not stay away from it. That's a promise from Allah. It was a promise on your Lord is going to happen. So they were asked, and they will admit it, and Muhammad ibn Ka'b they said that the angels will ask them, "Oh Allah, and enter the paradise of Aden that you promised them." They're asking Allah's promise for the righteous of the servants of Allah. And Abu Hazim said, if the day of judgment comes in, the believers will say, "Oh Allah, we did what you told us, so tell us, give us what you promised us." This is what Allah said, that a promise that's going to be asked. That better place, or the tree of Azzaqum, that Allah had made it as calamity for the transgressors. It is a tree that comes in the basics of hellfire. Its face is like the heads of the devils, and they're going to fill their stomach with it, and they get some heat, and their return is back to the hellfire. They saw their parents astray, and they followed their fathers. Then Allah said, and when He gathered them, and what they worship beside Allah, they will say, "You are the one who had deviated my servants, or they deviated by themselves." Allah tells us what happens at the day of judgment of worship beside Allah from the angels. Allah gathers them, and what they worship beside Allah, the angels will worship beside Allah, and Isa, Al-Uzair. So Allah will ask those that will worship beside Him, "Are you the one to put my servants So you say, are you the one who called them to worship you beside me? Or they worshipped you from themselves? Like what Allah said. Allah said, oh Isa, son of Maryam, did you say to people, take me and my mother two lords beside Allah? He said, praise all to you. I cannot say what I have no knowledge or truth. If I said it, then you know what I did. You know what's in my soul, I don't know what's in your soul. You are the one who knowledgeable of the unseen. I didn't tell them except what you ordered me to worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And I was with them as a messenger as long as with them. If you punish them, they are your servants. And you forgive them, you are the most forgiven. Allah said, this is the day that the truthful will benefit their truth. So Allah asks those who worship, you are the one who caused them to destroy. They say praise all to you, that He will have anything of partner with the worship. We will not have beside Allah as so we will not supposed to take it. We are your slaves. We are the poor toward you. We have no good for ourselves. But you have made them enjoy, and their forefathers, where the age stayed with them. They forgot to remember you, O Allah, or what you have descended on them, on the tongue of your messenger to worship you alone, O Allah. There's no goodness in it. Ibn Sabara said, O Prophet of Allah, the King, so they have denied what you are saying. So you cannot change or victory, and whomever do wrong, we will give him severe punishment. Those that you have worshipped beside Allah Azza wa Jal, and you claimed they are your allies, and you claimed that they will get you closer to Allah, they have denied you that you worship beside Allah. Was worse, who is claiming beside Allah that will not answer him until the day of judgment, and they are unaware of their supplications, and when people are gathered, they are enemies to them, and they disbelieve in their worship. They cannot do push the punishment on themselves. And then Allah said, whomever do transgressions, we will give him severe punishment. And here Allah is talking about to having partners with Allah, because partner with Allah is the greatest sin. When Allah said, those who believe did not mix their faith with transgression, they are the ones that they have the peace. It was hard on the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and they said, who among us did not sin? The Prophet ﷺ said, not like what you are thinking. It is the disbelief in the putting partner with Allah. Don't you hear what Luqman said to his son? Oh my son, do not put partners with Allah. The shirk is a great sin, and whomever do wrong with Allah, Allah will give him a great punishment. And Allah said, and if for those who did wrong, everything in heavens and they will give it up to free themselves from what they see from Allah, what they did not expect. And for every soul that did wrong, everything in earth, they will give it to free themselves. And they showed their regret. It was judged between them justly, and they're not done wrong. So if they wanted to free themselves from the punishment of the judgment, will not be accepted from them, and they have severe punishment. So we did not send before you. You are eating the food Allah made each one of you as a calamity. So we did. Allah is telling us He did not send any those that He have sent before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That they were all. They used to eat the food. They need to be fed. They walk in the street to get a job, to get straight, and that is not what they are doing and their high status, because Allah the Almighty made from all actions and the miracles that every safe person will get. They will see what the truth from what came from Allah Azza wa Jal. And the opposite to this ayah, Allah saying, and we did not send before you except men we inspired to them from the people of the villages. I would not make them a body that do not eat the food, and they will not there eternally. And then Allah said, we have made you to each other as a trial. We have tested you with each other. We have put calamity between you two to see who is going to obey and those who disobey. Are you going to be patient? Allah is aware who deserves to be inspired to, or Allah will guide him. Allah guides whomever wish. And Allah said, we have made you to each other as a calamity. Are you going to be patient? Allah is saying, if I wish to make the whole law is to be with my sons of my that I want to test you with them and test them with you. The Prophet said in another hadith that I am testing you, and in the Musnad that the Prophet said, if I wish, Allah will brag with me these treasures of gold and silver. And the Prophet was given a chance to be a good servant, or to be. The Jibreel looked at the Prophet, then an angel descended. Jibreel said, he did not go out since. So whenever he went, Allah has sent me to you, an angel wants you, or a servant. Jibreel told him, be humble to your Lord. He said, no, but Abd al-Rasul, a servant, a messenger. What is the wisdom that an angel beside Jibreel? So Jibreel will be a witness and be a advisor. When the angel said, did he make you a king, or you want to stay a slave and a messenger? He said, the Jibreel, be humble to your Lord. Like he gave him the advice to be a servant to Allah. As if he told, your Lord is giving you a choice. If you humble yourself, Allah will increase your dignity. The Prophet said, no, slave and a messenger. So he was not a king. He was in complete humbleness to show people that this life is worthless to Allah. It is not worth anything with Allah. He used to sit humbly on the earth and don't eat or sit on the bed. He used to sleep on the floor. what is, and the ropes that is on the garment used to leave marks on his skin. And he said, I eat like a slave and I walk like them. Somebody walked on him. He said, he said, I am son of a woman who used to eat in Mecca. Allah made the state of people with piety. The most dignified among you is the pious. And Allah increased the one who is humble himself to Allah with, so it will be the humbleness to his people on time and place. Oh Allah, we ask you with your beautiful light of your face and all matters are corrected to show us the truth